This YouTube channel got 100 million views in just 30 days. According to Social Blade, they making 24k, which we know it's not true because they uploading only short videos, and CPM for short videos is something more like 3 cents up to 6 cents. Still, that makes 3k up to 6k in ad revenue. The style we're talking about today is this very simple quote on a paper looking thing. So I know how to recreate it, and so we're basically making this kind of video today. So there is like a paper and it's a quote being revealed. I'll show you another one. Revealing a quote with a trendy music. So those videos, they follow a few, like 5 or 6 different templates. So not all of the videos are the same. However, they do mostly have the same music. So what we're going to do today is create 4 different templates in Creatomate. We're also going to randomize timings. Basically with this automation, we're trying to be as natural as we can so the YouTube doesn't think it's all automated. The system that batch creates those videos very easily is this little guy here. What it does, it pulls the data from Google Sheets and it chooses one of the 4 templates in Creatomate, and it just renders the video, updates the Google Sheet and gives you the link. There are 2 ways of getting that data, those quotes, into the Google Sheet, okay? So you can just prompt LLM that has access to internet like Perplexity, and that will give you quotes. You're just gonna ask it to give you in 2 columns. So there is like a top text and there is a bottom, the main quote. You're just going to copy and paste that to your Google Sheets. And then once you've got those quotes, all you really need is this part of automation. However, I will show you how you can do something really cool, which is what I've done. I basically took the page that's very successful, the one I just showed you, and I scraped the page, and that gave me all the thumbnails. And it just happens that those thumbnails have the quotes that we need, the quotes that are being successful. So what I then did, I sent them off to Gemini for the image analysis. So it then gave me the transcript from those images. And I said to ChatGPT, listen, just give me the same quote, but just say it in different words. And it did. And it basically, with one click, it just scraped 20 and then 40 videos. And if you look, this is the original. This is what the Gemini has reported back to us. And this is a new original version by ChatGPT, which is what we're using. I'm going to how to get it set up quickly. If you choose to download all the blueprints and the templates for the Creatomate from me, all you need to do is import it to make.com and import the templates to Creatomate, which we use for the video rendering. That's it, really. You can go on with rendering videos. I'm also going to show you step-by-step tutorial if you want to take time and recreate it on your own. Also, I'm going to show you how to upload those videos daily or twice a day later without getting shadow banned. The shadow ban is something that has happened to me with my early automations for YouTube. I was getting like 0 views and I know why. So I'm going to show you how to avoid that, which I think it's important with this kind of automation. Also, I'm going to show you a little secret trick to get your views doubled. Okay, I think you might know what it is, but yeah, I'll reveal that secret not at the end. I'll reveal it somewhere randomly in the middle, so hopefully you stay throughout the video with me. Okay, so let's get on with this. Okay, and here is a quick setup if you want to just import from the files I provided in the description. So what you can do is, once you've logged into make.com, link in the description, you can create new scenario, click those 3 dots and click on import blueprint. Then you want to select the JSON file, the rendering automation. Double click, click save, and it's here. Then you want to name it whatever you want and click on save. Then open new tab and go to creatomate.com. So creatomate.com, you can log in with Google for free. Then what you want to do is head on to templates, click on new, start from scratch, vertical, create template, and this is going to be blank. What you then do is hit on source editor, And with that open, and open the paper quotes one, double click, select everything, just copy, delete everything from here, and then just paste. And like that, you're going to have all the graphics that I've made, the background paper, and even the music. So that's your first. You want to call it paper one or template one or whatever you want. You're then going to come out, click new again, start from scratch, vertical, create template, go back to your download folder, open the paper quotes 2, copy everything, then click on the source editor, delete, and paste. Now you've got your second template ready. And you want to call it paper 2. Now you want to repeat the process, so come out, create new, and then copy from third file and the fourth file. And the last part is you want to have your own Google Sheets as well. So for the Google Sheets, you want to have it like that. But just to make it even easier for you, what you can then do is just click on Import, Uploads, and then from your download folder, you want to grab the paper quotes sheet 1, import data, open. And yeah, you don't need to type in those few words. You can select that and click on Create Filter, and that's it. We can now all link it up in this automation. So what you want to do is click on Google Sheets, choose the connection that you're using, and then for the search method, choose by search by path, and then just click on the spreadsheet ID and search for the Google Sheet you just made. Select the sheet 1 because there will be just one sheet, and click on Save. Those will be automatically linked to whatever you chose here, so you don't need to choose anything here because it's taking the spreadsheet ID from the first one. And in case you haven't got this mapped properly, but you should, it looks like this. Okay, now for the templates, that's all should be properly mapped already for you. But in case it is not, then you just want to choose the connection from the Creatomate. And if you never connected to Creatomate before, what you do is you hit on Add, and you want to get the API key from Creatomate. And how you do it is you go to your templates and you click on those little 3 dots and you click on Project Settings. And then you want to click on here where the key is, and that will reveal your API key that you're going to copy and paste in here. And once you've done that, it will establish the connection and it will let you access all the templates from that project. So you're going to select the paper 1, paper 2, just the paper 1 for this. Then you're going to again choose the right connection. You're going to have a connection visible already because you the connection before. So you don't need to provide the API key, and then you're just going to choose the template, which is the paper 2, and so on with the third and the fourth one. Okay, so what I'm also including in my download and what we'll be making is a YouTube scraper. So if you want to just provide a link to a channel that you want to scrape or a single video, this is what you're going to need. So scrape YouTube job launch. This one is basically you're going to click run and it's going to ask you which YouTube URL. This could be a channel URL, and it's going to ask you how many results do you want. So if you want to scrape 100 videos, feel free to put 100 in here and it will do it. It's really cheap. I think you can scrape like 1000 videos for free with this scraper with a free account at the Appify. And this is just going to launch a job. It's going to launch a scraping that's going to happen in the background, and it's going to take some time. And the truth is, we don't know how long it's going to do. From my experience, it takes about 2 minutes for the videos. And then you've got another automation that is basically listening and waiting for the Appify to finish. And when Appify is finished, it's just gonna, all that data is gonna come through this webhook. You're going to grab the data sets, items. So This is basically just an information about the Appify finish scraping, and this one is responsible for grabbing all the data when it's ready. And then we're going to pass on all the thumbnails from the scraped videos, and those thumbnails get analyzed in Google Gemini, so uploaded and then analyzed, and then ChatGPT is going to put its own twist and it's going to update and fill out the Google Sheets data for us. This one again is really easy. If you just want to import it, all you do is you go to just create new scenario, and if you then again just click on import file chosen and you just double click and it's going to be here. All you then do is you choose your Appify connection, your Google connection. I'm using the Gemini 2.0 Flash because it's cheap and it does the job. Again, same for the ChatGPT. I'm using the good old 4.0 latest because that's cheap and it does the job. And it's got a very smart prompt that will spit out the data in a JSON format that's properly parsed and mapped onto our Google Sheet in here. Yeah, that's that. And of course, those two automations again are included. So this one and this one are also included in the download, but let's make it all of it now. Okay, so let's do our step-by-step tutorial. So what you want to probably start with is by creating a new Google Sheet. So just create an empty Google Sheet. So if you're scraping the videos, you probably want to gather that data from the original videos here. So feel free to just stop the video and just fill out the columns like that. Once you've got the Google Sheet ready, remember what you called it, remember the connection that you're using. Now let's go to make.com, and you want to start with Google Sheets and just hit on watch new rows. Now you want to choose the right connection or add a new one. If you've never done it before, then search by path to choose from and just search for your Google Sheet and then hit on paper quotes because this is what I called it. I've only got one sheet, so just select that. Has headers, limit. I'm just going to choose one for now and just choose all. Now this automation could be as simple as just choosing Creatomate and render a template, and we would have just two modules. But because we are actually generating few different layouts of those videos, we're going to have 4 different Creatomate modules, or maybe 5 because I've got 4 already, but I'll create a new one with you. So what we're going to do is add a router, and then what you now want to do, actually, you just want to leave it like that because we haven't created a new Creatomate template yet. So what we're going to do is go on to Creatomate, and once you've logged in with your free account, you can just click on New, Start from Scratch. You want to go the 9x16, Create Template. Now we're going to need few things. If we look at the channel that we're using as an example, they have this like a white top bar, and they have this like an opinion on the quote, I would say. So let's call it opinion. And then also we've got the main quote with the background being a paper texture. So let's create just that. I'm going to start with uploading a paper. So just going to choose second one. You can find them online. It's really easy. So probably like that. We're also going to need a white top part, so just choose a shape tool. Let's go like that and change the color to white. Lovely jubbly. We're now going to need a text, and once you've created a text layer, go to right hand settings and click on auto sized font. I'm also going to change the font to black for now. And what the auto sized font means is that when you create this placeholder, it will ensure that no matter what amount of a text the template is going to receive, it's going to fit in here. So if you just had more text, it will just shrink down and it will adjust the font size. You can choose a different font from here. I would suggest different font for each different template. I don't know, let's go with Marvel. So that's going to be our quotes. What they also do very often is have that, where is it? See that yellow marker. So for that, you just want to scroll down and go text background. Let's choose yellow. Now, I don't like the fact it's all, how do you say it, like the marker isn't separated by a line, and I don't like that. And I've realized what you can do is increase the spacing between the lines, but some fonts aren't good for the marker, so we're actually going to choose a different font, and I think that's gonna do a job. How is that? Also, yeah, I'm gonna choose the padding 0. Yeah, that's that. Just go 0 with everything, and that looks like it does the job. Now, what I'm also going to do is you want to put like a logo at the bottom. This is what they do. And by the way, if you've downloaded my templates, just change the logo. You can keep it, I don't really care. But yeah, you probably want to change it to whatever your channel is. So I'm going to click on upload a file, and I'm just going to go with this guy here, which is what ChatGPT gave me earlier today. You want to change the fit to contain and move it in the middle. Now you want to upload a logo that has a solid background. It doesn't have to be white or black. What we can do is work out what's the chroma key. If you just choose a similar color, it will eventually disappear if you just use the chroma key. And you can also do a blend to change it to, you can change the blend to darken, and blends in quite nicely. What I don't like with our template is how this text really stands out. It doesn't quite blend in nicely to the background. If you can see, this looks as if it was literally a photo taken out of that paper. So let's work with that. What I'm now going to do is actually take the text layer and the logo and the paper. So I just selected by holding a control. We're going to group this. So now it sits in one group. And let's just keep the naming tidy. So top white bar, this is paper, this is a quote, and this is a logo. What we're going to do is I'm going to duplicate this layer. So Control C, Control V, and grab it back to the group. Now I'm going to make this paper layer blend like that, or maybe like that. What it does is it puts this paper texture right on the text as well. So if you look at the difference, this is with the extra paper layer and this is without. We have achieved this kind of blending in the text into the paper by just grabbing another layer of paper and blending it in the darken mode. Now, what I'm also going to do is let's move the composition, the group down under the top white bar. What we're going to do is create another text layer in here. And again, you probably want to change the font to black. We are also going to keep the alignment in the middle, and you want to place it in the middle, and you want to again change it to auto sized font and stretch it out a bit just in case you've got a longer sentence. So let's keep it in the middle. There we go. Another part is, so let's just rename that to the text. And this another bit that they always put on is most of the times they do put like only top. See, what they do is they put this text asking you to subscribe, or saying only 1% subscribe or something. So we can do that as well. Let's create another text layer. Let's go with only 1%. Only 1% of full people subscribe to this channel. So a little different to what they have. Yeah, again, auto-sized font. Let's change the color to white. Let's keep it in the middle. There we go. So what else do we need? We need some sort of animation. As you could see, this is being revealed slowly. Okay, and that's really easy. All you do is you select the part of the video that you want to reveal slowly. In our case, this is this group. And so you go to animation and you want to select fade, and just fade in. Now I'm going to stretch out the fade in just like they do to all the way. So this is now being revealed slowly. Okay. Now, if you select the animation, you can go to properties and you'll realize this is a logarithmic quadrantic, I would say, way. What it means is like it gets really bright straight from the beginning and then it just gets a little brighter. What we probably want is keep it like that, so linear, so people don't scroll away too fast, they actually stay to read, and then it's too late, and then they have to play the video again and then stop it at the last second to read because they're still curious, and that's how they get double the views. And that's the trick I said I would reveal in the middle. So what you want to do is keep this video short, around a video around 5 seconds up to 6 seconds, and you want to be fading in all the way towards the end. So like that. Of course, we're going to add a music, and how you do it is, again, you just want to upload a file. Now you can download all those trending videos. Like one of the music pieces that's being used a lot is Are You Coming to the Tree by James Newton Howard, one of my favorite composers. And yeah, so just browse for a file, double click on your MP3 and just move it to the front. If you don't want the audio to be playing from the first second, like for example, like in this particular piece, the famous part starts at, I believe, 1 minute and 40 seconds. So we want to start that piece at 104 seconds, okay? Which is 1 minute and 44 seconds. So I'm going to put 104. It means that basically the first 100 seconds is going to be skipped and it's going to start playing from that moment onwards. Sorry, not here. Oh, where is it? Sorry, I moved it by accident. So it's not the time in the arrange. You want to trim it. So 104 here. And now if we play this back, that's the middle part of the song where Jennifer Lawrence is singing it, and there is a choir at the background and they all sing it together. So now, if you're worried about the copyrights of the music, don't worry, they are getting paid. I know this because I'm a music producer and I make money from when people use my music. I should be really sticking my music in here. I might do that next time. But yeah, if you want to use this piece of music, this is how you do it. And the duration, you want to change it to auto. Okay, so it kind of finishes along with all the other layers. Are you coming to the tree? Let's call this paper one. Okay, and what I also did is I've used masking as well for my, if you go to and have a look at mine template, it looks, yeah, it has that sort of sense of a lighting. You see, this part of the template is like light and this is darker, and it's not just the paper, the text is like that as well. So it gives you, I think it blends in using that lighting method. It blends in all together. So if you want to do this lighting trick, what you do is you create a shape like that. Oh, actually, let's do it. Let's leave this automation. Let's leave this template alone and work on yours. So I wasn't going to reveal that. I was going to use that to make you use my templates. But okay, let's actually make it. I'm going to show you that. So what you do is you go on to, you create a shape that's like that. Go on to color and choose linear. And one of them is going to be black. The other one is going to be white. And you probably want to do the other way around. So like that. And all you then do is go to blend mode and choose screen, I believe. Yeah. That's screen, and you want to bring, let's rename it to light, and let's bring the light layer down onto here. So it doesn't affect the top bar. It's only affecting, and as you can see, that looks as if you had the light. And because we've got this fading, we don't like that, do we? So you want to move the light layer actually inside the group like that. And look at this. Now, this is a little too bright. So what you do, you can move this away. Or what you can then do as well is in the color settings, just move the white slightly lower. So it's not as bright. Are you coming to the tree? And I think that's really good. So what you can then do is to create your second and the third and the fourth. You just want to double that, duplicate, go inside and make some changes. okay? And this is exactly what I done. So if you look at my templates, this one looks like this, really like this one. And the fourth one looks like this. So the light is coming from the top to the bottom, and I also used like a yellow and blue colors. So this is like a warm and cold light. So I think this is pretty cool an effect. So this is how you make your templates. So that's done, and we can go back to our make.com automation. So now once you've got the template, choose the right connection and then choose your template ID. So mine's called paper quotes, and now we just need to map the things. So we need to give it a text that it's going to render, or actually I should say you're probably not going to see anything here because there's one more step you need to do at the Creatomate. In your template, the text that you're going to alter, it needs to be set to dynamic. Here's what I mean. So this one is going to be always the same, so we don't worry about this one, but the top text is going to be changing and our main quote is going to be changing. Okay, so what you do is select both of them or one by one and you hit on dynamic, yeah, and that will cause those fields to appear. If you select paper duplicate, it is now asking us to provide a quote and the top text. And for the quotes, okay, you can just go our main quote and our own top text, just like that. Now we are also going to do an extra modification, and for that, in the attribute, you're going to type in duration, and for the value, it depends how long you want your videos to be. Mine are going to be always between 5 and 6 seconds, but the exact number, it's going to be randomized, because we're trying to keep YouTube to think that this is a manual work and it's not always exactly the same. So I'm going to put 5 that, and now we're going to randomize the ending of that value. The way you do it is there is a random operator, is it? Or function, it's operator, I think, but it needs to be rounded as well. So what you do is you type in round open brackets, and then I'm going to choose 10 multiply, just trust me, it's going to work in here, multiply by random, and close the bracket. So this means it will basically gives you a number. This part will give you a number between 1 and 9, and so it'll be 5.1 seconds or 5.7 seconds, and it will basically tell the Creatomate of how long you want the video to be. Yeah, press save in here. Let's rename this to the paper one. When Creatomate is finished rendering the video, you want to grab that URL as well. So you want to update the row. And for the spreadsheet ID, I'm actually going to enter manual, and we're just going to map the same ID that you've picked your data from. Spreadsheet ID, sheet name, row number is going to be a row number like that. And the column range is A to Z. And of course, you want to now map the URL. So I think it was J, was it? It's basically where you want to place that link in your Google spreadsheet. So let's just assume it's a J column. I think it was J download URL. That's correct. So what we can do once we've got a long list of the download URLs, we can schedule those to be sent to us daily, and they'll be sent along with the video title and the video description. So it'll be really easy for us to make this upload to YouTube from our phone, and this is the ultimate way of staying safe from being shadow banned. Basically, if you upload straight from here to YouTube, which is something I did in the past and showed in my videos, I should say, very often it got me shadow banned. I must just admit it. Sometimes I got 500 views. The other day I got 0 views. And I think part of the reason is YouTube knows the video is being uploaded with API, via Appify integrations. And it knows it's being uploaded via Make, and it knows what the Make does. It does automations. So I think it's really cool if you just get notification on your Messenger or Telegram saying this is the link, this is the video title, this is the description. Just click share to YouTube and copy and paste the description. and that's it. It's as simple as that. So I think that's far safer way of doing things than sending off to straight to YouTube. So for now, let's just keep it like that. And what you can now do is you're going to select both of those modules and you're going to copy them and paste and connect to the router, and then copy and paste again. You did Control C, Control V, or you can do Command C, Command V if you're on the Mac, and then just do the same thing again. So the number of times you want to repeat this is the number of times you have your, it depends on how many templates you created. So there we go. I'm going to, if you created more templates, you're now going to choose those templates. So I'm going to go paper quotes 2 and just click save for now. Yeah, the opinion text at the top is our own top text. And let's rename it to paper 2. This is going to be paper 3 and this is paper 4. And also change the template. Make sure this is the opinion text, which is the one at the top, our own top text. And again, the template ID is going to be paper 4 and click save. Now, what we're going to do is in our Google Sheet, we're going to decide on which template should be used, and basically in which template should we use. We're just going to type in 1, 2, 3 if you only got 3 templates. If you've got more, just do that, 5, 6, depending on how many you have. I'm just going to leave it at 4. Just copy those values and paste them here. Just carry on copying like that and just click on Ctrl V a few times. It really is super easy to do that. Now in our make.com automation, you want to go onto this branch and click on that wrench icon and click on set up a filter. So we're basically going to say to make, listen, if the row has the template number 1, you're going to go this way. And if it has any other number, it's going to go the other ways. So what you want to do is set up a filter saying template number. And the condition is which template should we use equals to 1. Okay. And just repeat that process. So again, which template should we use equals to 2. Template number. Same goes for the other. Okay, so yeah, all right. So it's going to use one of those for templates, and it's going to update a sheet. Now you want to remap the URL. Oh, actually, it's done the job, has it? Okay, so that's mapped properly. Okay, 9. Now, if you imported my automation, so I'm going to save this one. If you imported my automation, it's got the extra 1 module. If you have a look. So there is only last bit left. How do we fill the data? Now, as I mentioned before, you can go to Perplexity and say, can you find me cool band wise quote? And it will basically give you a lot of quotes. You can say, give me them into columns, and you can just copy and paste that like this. Go into your spreadsheet, paste it somewhere, and then take 1 column and go to our main quote like that, and then like that. This is how you would create your own custom quotes. Then for the top bar, the white bar, and that text, you can just manually type in whatever the other guys were using and take 2 or 3 of those and go to ChatGPT and say, create me 50 like those. And you take the output and just copy it in here. Now I'm going to move away from this method because I don't use it personally, but that's one of the ways. I'm scraping things that are already working, so I'm going to show you how to do that now. So first, what you want to do is make sure that you have an account at Appify. Again, you can log in with your Google for free. What you then do is go to Appify store. Once you've logged in, you've got $5 free of credit, which is plenty for some of the jobs. What you do then is search for YouTube scraper, which is this one. You click on it and then you will add it. And once you've added, you'll see something like this. Now you want to change settings a little bit. If you were scraping YouTube by using search terms, you would just search them here. But what we're doing is we're scraping it directly. So this is the YouTube channel we are working on the basis of. What we can do is give it a direct URL. We don't need subtitles because there are no words. For the filters, we can sort out by the view count. If you go to run options, here is where you say how many results you want to get. This is a cost for scraping 10 videos, and that is being taken off from your free credits. It means that you can scrape 400 videos for $2, okay, which is far more than what we need. So for the purpose of this tutorials, I'm just going to hit 5. And what you actually want to do at this point is you want to hit save and start. Now you'll see why in a minute. So this is now scraping the channel. You can leave that running in the background. It's going to take 1 minute or something. In the meantime, you want to go and create a new scenario, and you want to create an Appify, and you want to go run an actor. Okay, for the actor, again, the Appify connection, just want to add and choose whatever you want. And you will just log in with your, let you log in with your Google really easily. But I have my connection already established. So what you do is you choose your connection once you've established that, and it will give you the list of the actors you've added in your account. So I've got quite a few, as you can see, and I'm going to choose the YouTube scraper. Okay. Now, the only thing you need to put in here is the input JSON, and don't be worried about that. All you do, you go back to Appify. If your run was successful, like this one here, it says it was succeeded, you can go to runs and look at, it only took 29 seconds. And as you can see, all those videos are scraped properly. It gives you lots of data. And the one we need the most for our automation is the thumbnail URL. Okay. And as you can see, we're getting a lovely thumbnail of that URL with the quotes. So we've got something to work with. So if we know that this actor has done a good job, what you now do is go to input, and you want to click this little icon here, which will copy the whole JSON. Go back to the Appify, and you're just going to go and paste that JSON here. Now, obviously, you don't want to hard code the URL that you're going to use. So you want to map it to the input, but at this stage we can't map it. So what you do is go to scenario inputs and add one that says URL YouTube, and probably another one that says how many videos, and just click save. Now click save again, save anyway. Here, delete that URL for the channel, and now you can go to those curly brackets. Okay, sometimes you don't see it straight away, so you want to save it again, make sure that's on here, save that, click again. Yeah, you can see them now. Find the URL again here and just map the URL YouTube. So this could be a single YouTube video, or this could be a channel or playlist. And max results shorts, this is how many you want to be scraping. So delete that 10 unless you always want to scrape 10 videos, and choose how many videos. Now you can run your actor from here, from within the make.com. If you run it now, it's going to ask you what is the URL for the channel and how many videos you want to scrape. You can paste that link here quickly and just say how many videos you want, and that job will then start. Okay, so I didn't give any link, that's why it has come up with the error. Now you want to save this, and also mine looks like this on demand. Again, this is because I'm using this in conjunction with my AI agent. I'm going to do a tutorial in the future on how to do that as well. So you can basically drop a link on your Telegram, and the agent will know what to do with it on the basis of the system prompts it has. It's pretty cool. But for now, this is all you need to do. So this will start scraping. Now you want to grab that data and put it back to make. Okay, so here is what you do. Create new scenario. and you want to create a webhook, custom webhook, and then click call it something that you can remember or you can recognize. So I'm going to call mine tutorial YouTube scrape. Okay, and you want to copy this address to a clipboard, click on save, go back to Appify, click on the YouTube scraper within your account, and then you go to integrations, and then you can click on add integration and scroll down and choose HTTP hook. Okay, and you can select when it's triggered. So select run succeeded and then click save, and it's asking you for the URL, which is the one you just copied to your clipboard. So just click on that, and I'm going to call this one tutorial so it doesn't get mixed up with my other ones, and click save. And if you go back to our webhook in make.com and click run, and actually you're gonna go and test it now here. Say test webhook dispatched, and it's gonna say succeeded. So this is all good, and you can see it has received the test. What we now going to do is add another module, go on Appify, and you want to choose get dataset items. For the dataset ID, you want to choose, actually we need to receive something to be able to map it. Okay, so for now, just choose anything, but we're going to delete that. Go back to your Appify, the one that launches, the one we just did, and click on run once. It's going to ask you for the YouTube video. So again, I'm going to use the same channel, and then how many videos? I'm just going to choose 5 and click OK. It's basically saying I've started the job. This is the job ID and so on. And if you look at the scraper, at the Appify, if you look at the runs, it should be run. Okay, and the reason probably mine isn't running is because I've sent it off to the wrong account. I've got few accounts, so that went to the other account. Okay, so if I just gonna repeat that now again, run once, go. And if we go to our runs, you can see it's starting now. And as soon as it's finished, we should receive a data in here, and then we'll be able to map it. Okay, so it's got the error because we didn't map it properly, and I said we would delete it. We expected that. What we want to type in into the dataset ID is default dataset ID. So you want to map that, and that's it really. Just hit save. Then just run one more time. Actually, we want to delete that test data. So come out one step. You can show the queue. So we want to delete this one. We don't want it. This is the data. So I'm going to delete that webhook, and okay, it's waiting for the new data. So let's give it a new data again. I'm going to, this time, I'm going to ask it to scrape just one video, and hopefully that will come within a few seconds. And the job was received indeed. We've got our event data. So if you look at the outputs, we've got all the different lovely data we wanted. So the next step is to grab that data and actually pass it on to Google Gemini for the image analysis. And I'm using this instead of OpenAI's Vision. It's because Google's is cheaper and it does the job pretty well. So we want to grab that picture and we want to pass it on to Google Gemini. For that, we need to actually upload that file. But before we can upload it, it's asking us for the data, not for the URL. So what we need to do first is to use the HTTP module, get a file. Okay, and now we can pass on the thumbnail URL, which is this one. Okay, and now if we choose the Google Gemini upload file, you can map it to the previous module. Just hit save and then click on Google Gemini, create completion. Again, connecting to Google Gemini is really easy. You want to grab your API key from your Google AI Studio. How you grab it is you literally go and Google it. You go to Google and you Google AI Studio, and is your API key. You just click on that and just log in with your Google account and create a new API key and take it from here. And then this is how you establish connection. You then are able to choose different models. I'm using 2.0 Flash because again it's cheap and it does the job. And what you want to do is choose a user for the role, and we're going to have two parts. One is going to be a file. The meme type is whatever was just before, just map it from the previous module. And the file URL is this URL from here. So that's your file, and you're gonna add a prompt now. Okay, and the prompt, I'm going to be lazy and I'm going to copy it from my already existing scenario. So just copy that and paste in here. And you can just stop the screen, stop this video if you want to read it. But basically what you're saying is, from this image, I want you to deliver me two parts of the text, the top thing with the white background and the main quotes. And I want you to present it as a JSON object with two strings, where one is the top text and the other one is the main text. And that's it pretty much. Now, the Google Gemini, unfortunately, at this point isn't very good at producing JSON that's easily mapped in make.com. So what I do as well is I'm adding ChatGPT, which is very good at handling the data in the JSON format. So search for ChatGPT and create a compilation. For the model, again, I'm using O4 because it's O4L, should I say, because it's cheap and it does the job. And just select the role user. And what you want to say to it is just map the results and say, actually, you're going to map it at the end after the prompt. So what you say to it is, listen, this is a JSON, like from the Google, and I want you to add two more strings, actually four more. So you receive two, which is the top bar of the original video, the main text. What I want you to now do is give me our own version of both of those texts, so another two strings. And I also want you to come up for the video title and the video description. I'm going to copy again my prompt from here. So just gonna copy that and paste it in here. Now feel free to stop the video to see what I did in here. So again, I want you to take this JSON input with the keys of the top text, main text. It doesn't have to be word for word the same. The ChatGPT is pretty smart. It's gonna do a good job. And even if you go to ChatGPT and say, look, help me to write a good system prompt, and this is what I want to get. This is what I did. I didn't write this. I went to ChatGPT and asked it, write me a prompt that will work for my scenario. And this is what I have, and this is what I want to achieve. Okay. So the top text alternative, main text alternative are the two, our own version key names, and the video title, video description. What you want to say to it is output only a valid JSON object. And I'm giving it the example inputs, and those example inputs and outputs were produced by ChatGPT as well in a chat window. So once you've got the prompts, what you do is you want to change the output from text to JSON in the advanced settings. Response format is going to have to be JSON, and you're going to be able to parse that JSON and just hit save. Now we want to add a Google Sheet, and we want to add a new row. So search for the Google Sheet that you made again. Make sure you've got the correct connection. Paper quotes is mine. Let's use the tutorial one. Hold on. The paper quotes. And just go sheet 1. And there we go. The original title is, how do we know what's the original title? The All Goods Appify told us. So there we go. Title is from here. Then the view count, we don't really need view counts, but okay. Thumbnail URL, in case you need it. We don't really need that either at this point because it will be analyzed anyway. So video analysis of the original. So the result from here. Our own top text. Now for us to be able to map it, again, we need to run the ChatGPT once. So I'm just going to save it for now. And I'm going to say run this module only. Now you can, our own top text. There we go. Top text alternative. So this is the original one and this is the new one. So we want the new one, our main quotes. So main text alternative. a new title for the video. So video title and video description is here, and we are good. And also within your prompts, this is a very good prompt that says what you want to achieve, but you actually need to provide that data. So you want to say, this is the JSON I want you to work with. Do you want to map that result from Google Gemini here? Hit on save, and this is ready. Let's give it a go. So I'm going to hit run once. That's going to wait for the data coming from the Appify. So here, just hit run once and just put the YouTube link you want to use. So run once. This time I'm going to say 10 videos and click OK. So it started the job, and as you can see, it started to receive the data. Now this is an array of 10 videos, and it's adding and analyzing one by one, and it's adding this data to our Google Sheet. So it's adding to my paper quotes. I've got 94 now. That's a lot. So as you can see, this is working pretty well. And now once you've got this data filled out, you can just go back to your main automation that looks like this, or without those. And you want to select how many videos you want to process at one go. But yeah, so if you just choose one, hit one, it's going to go, it's going to check which template are we using. This time we're using template number 4. So it's going this way, and this is all finished. If you look, this is the new video that we can upload. Once you've scraped some data and you've got your Google Sheet filled out like I do, you can then go and just keep on pressing that button, or you can batch produce all of those videos. If you just changed it to, I don't know, 100, it would go and render 100 videos, or just 10. Or you can go one by one every day. I'm just going to leave it at 1 now, and it's going to render the next one down from the previous one that you did. But you can also go and click on choose where to start, and you can choose manually, and you can read which one you want to pick. So let's choose this one, run once. So yeah, it's picked a row number 78. All that data looks pretty cool. It was template number 1 again. So let's have a look at row number 78. So we're working with this one, and it's just finished. This has just appeared. So let's watch it together. Beautiful quote. I actually like it. So all you need to do now is download this and upload to YouTube, and just copy that as your new video title. And this is the new, this is video description. There we go. So what you also could do is create a Gmail or Telegram, but I'm going to go with Gmail and say send an email. I'm going to just type in your email. So info at your new video, and just do URL, and you want to use some HTML tags. BR is as if you actually pressed entered a few times in a normal message. So download URL, and then we're gonna go with new video title, and then BR again, and video description, and hit save. Just gonna clone or copy and paste. Map the URL, and there we go. So now this time, every time you run it, you will receive just the email through your inbox. So what you can do now is change this to every day, and every day at 6 p.m. one of those videos will be rendered and will be sent off to your Gmail. So on your phone, you're gonna receive the link. You click on it, you share it to YouTube, and you've got the video title and video description. So very handy, I would say. And yeah, just like that, you can upload all of those videos really easily. The tutorial was quite long, but that's because I'm still learning how to pass on my knowledge like in a efficient way. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. It was rather a long tutorial, but once the system is set up, you never have to set it up again. You just keep on pressing that button, and those videos being generated for you. So let me know in the comments if you like this tutorial, if I can improve or on anything in terms of passing on my knowledge. I'm still learning how to do it efficiently without drifting off to the side comments and side quests. And yeah, let me know if you have any questions in terms of how the automation works, whether you have any problems. I still got really small YouTube channel, so if you look back at my YouTube videos, I do respond to all of the comments, so you get a personal support from me for the time being. So yeah, use that and let me know in the comments if you have any issues or problems with this automation. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed it, and until the next one, cheers.